Hey guys, thanks for joining me on another episode. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite gears that I take with me that allows me to change my lines from a 4-weight to a 12-pound weight monofilament line. It's quick, it's simple, and relatively cheap to make. So basically what I'm talking about here is a line holder. This one I typically use for my fly rod fishing setup. Basically all it's held is a pen body that I cut down to about 3 inches in length, using a 550 paracord line that loops it through, runs it along underneath the body cavity on the spool, tied to a standard knot with a 2-inch carabiner. This has worked really great, but today I'm going to show you one of my new and improved ones that I'm going to be taking with me on the next trip when I go out surf fishing or crappie fishing or whatever. But yeah, let's get started. All right, before we make our line holder, you're going to need some material. You're going to need a scissor, a key ring loop, 1.5-inch carabiner, a 2-inch carabiner, a lighter, medicine bottle, 550 paracord, and all your different types of line. I tend to use the South Bend because they're relatively cheap and they do just a job, and it works great for the surf or anywhere along the bank. You're gonna need a ruler and also a glue gun. All right guys, with those materials, let's get started. What we're gonna do next is gonna grab our paracord. We're gonna basically take a measurement of 18 inches. So we got 12 and 18. And when you get to that length, you wanna leave about maybe an extra 1/2 inch to an inch. So move it up just a little bit. I'm gonna pinch that. I'm gonna cut. And make sure after you cut, you're gonna wanna singe the edges off so that it doesn't fray on you. There we go. So we have one set. We're gonna do another one. The second strand you're gonna need is basically just another foot. And that's it. And so you don't have to worry about being too exact or having a little extra. Close enough, we're good. Do the same thing. Gonna cut. And we're gonna singe off the end so that it don't fray on us. All right, so we're gonna basically set those sides to let them cool down a little bit. All right, now that we have both lines cut to the exact lengths that we need, what we're gonna do first is work on the longer piece of the paracord. So what you'll wanna do next is basically fold it in half, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. What we wanna do is basically get that in half, and we're gonna grab our little key ring loop, okay? You can get those anywhere, Walmart, dollar store, and you can buy them in these little packs that come in these little hooks that come together. So what basically gonna do is run it through. Okay, that's it. That's all you're doing. Okay, now we're gonna set this one aside. For the shorter length, what we're gonna do is basically tie a knot. Okay, so we're gonna wanna maybe go for about a good 2-inch from the head of that loop. Just like that. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys later why we're doing this second loop. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is cut these ends off. Okay, and then like anything else, we are going to basically singe the edges off so that they don't fray on us. All right, so we're gonna put that aside, let it cool, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so what we're gonna do is basically take that longer paracord line that has a D-ring, okay? We're gonna basically run it through our little spools of monofilament line. Now, I tend to use the ones made by South Bend, okay? Like here, I have in the 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12-pound weight. The really cool thing about this one here is that it has these little slits in the middle, so whenever you're done unwinding to the correct length you need when you're setting up on the surf, just run it back in the slit and it holds them in place. I really like this, and I wish a lot of the really good brands would do the same thing to this. So what we're gonna do now is basically gonna run my paracord line, these 2 lines here. We're gonna feed it in through here to get a nice setup. So I'm gonna do that right now. Set up everywhere you want it. I tend to go the largest one near the ring, okay? I'm gonna set these guys aside here. Okay. really simple, nothing too hard about this. There you go. So now for me, if you want to keep it long, add more. But this is perfect for me. You know, it's really mobile and it's just swings. So from here, what I'm gonna do is about 2 finger lengths, okay, from the base of the spool to the edge here. I'm gonna basically tie just a simple knot. Okay, and that's it. So that way, whenever I decide to add more, all I do is basically unravel that, move it up towards the edge. And then what you're gonna do next is grab your 2-inch carabiner, run it through. That's it. So that way you can just basically unwind it out, and there you go. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys what to do next, especially for the bottle, and that's gonna be the kicker. So all right guys, that's the bonus, so hang on just a sec. All right, so what I've done with the little small like vitamin bottle or medicine bottle, all I did was drill a hole, which is about a 1/4 inch hole. And the reason why is because that's gonna be our little bait holders. For those that use the gulp sandworms, okay, like these guys here, just to kind of show you guys exactly what I like to use. I have them in different colors. I tend to get all 3. I got the natural right here, and then I have the red colored one, the bloody one, and the camo. They ran out of camo, but you know, as soon as I get more in, I'm gonna get some more. But anyways, what you're gonna do is really take the cap and that little short loop that we made that had the knot at the end, you're gonna basically feed it under the cap, okay, just like that. That's it, really. And before you run all the way through, you're gonna get your glue gun, okay, and what you're gonna do is pull it in a little bit to about a good, I'd say maybe 1/4 inch, but I just basically just run it through, and then just kind of right before I get to the edge, I'll run that glue right about here to that edge there, and I'll just pull it tight, okay, like that. And I'll run a little more bead of glue in here. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. And that is it. So as soon as it dries, it's gonna provide a really nice tight seal. And after that, you can basically close it, add a little more glue right here in these inside edges. I put some through a little bit, add actually a little bit extra. So yeah, so we're gonna let that cool, and I'm gonna add just a little more here on the edge. Just like that. So once it's cooled, you can actually put all your dried gulp sandworms in here. And I'm gonna show you guys on the next video how to really dry out the gulp sandworms, so that way it'll stay on your hook a little bit longer. All right, guys. So we're gonna basically let this cool down, and we're gonna basically put everything together, and that's it. All right, now that the glue has dried pretty good, okay, we're just gonna basically feed it back through. Grab a little 1.5 inch carabiner, run it inside that loop. That's it. You can adjust the length, but I like it to be about 1.5 inches, so that way I can actually feel it on my belt loop when I'm walking around. When it's a little too close, it's too tight, it might tear this cap off, but you know, I put enough glue in there, so it's good. So what we're gonna do now is grab our line holder, right where that D-ring is. Just run a little carabiner through, and that is it, guys. All right. Go make yourself one. And there you have it, guys. It's really simple and easy to make. With $20, I can make a few more, okay? Like I said, this is easy. It's so compact. I love this because I can actually add my bait in here, especially this gulp sandworms. I typically dry them out, and for about 6 to 8 hours. So it allows me to take it with me, take one arrow out, change out the line, put it on my hook. And the cool thing about it is when you dry out the gulp sandworms, it makes it more rubbery, so they stay on the hook a lot longer and you get more casts out of it. All right, guys? Like I said, make yourself one of these, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.